This is FIBA Podcast. Thank you for joining us in our morning daily devotion.
Thank you for tuning in to today's podcast. The topic for today is Turn on the Light. David Attenborough, a biologist, once shared an unbelievable experience of a ship. While they were sailing in the northwestern Indian Ocean, the seas beneath them began to glow. After 15 minutes, the ship was completely surrounded by luminescence. Marine biologists discovered that the glowing sea were bioluminescent bacteria feeding on a large population of algae. These tiny creatures were radiating their light 600 miles. On the Sermon on the Mount, Jesus tells his disciples, "You are the light of the world." Why does Jesus call us the light of the world? Because light is precious, light is prominent, light has purpose. Firstly, light is precious. Matthew chapter 5 verse 14, Jesus says, and I quote, "You are the light of the world." End quote. Jesus was speaking to people who understood the value of light. Unlike today, where light is abundant, during those times, light was scarce. Light is precious because the first thing that God said was in Genesis chapter 1 verse 3, and I quote, "And God said, let there be light, and there was light." End quote. Light is precious because Jesus was the promised light. Isaiah chapter 9 verse 2 says, and I quote, "The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned." End quote. We who are made in the image of God are light bearers of the great light. This means you and I are precious. Today, do you think you are precious and valuable in the sight of God? If you note, Jesus does not say, "You will be the light of the world." He says, "You are the light of the world," which means we already are precious and valuable to Him. Secondly, light is prominent. Let me read the Message version of Matthew chapter 5 verse 14 to 15. I quote, "Here's another way to put it. You are here to be light, bringing out the God colors in the world. God is not a secret to be kept. We are going public with this, as public as a city on a hill." End quote. During biblical times, a light was kept on a basket to light the house. Similarly, a light bearer is also prominent. Our virtues are on display for the world to see, whether we are in our neighborhood, our workplace, or in our homes. Jesus wants His people to live visible lives that will attract attention towards God. Next, a light bearer is also intentional. Just as we don't light a lamp and cover it, but we put it on a lampstand, in the same way, we should find ways and means to let our light shine, reflecting Jesus in this dark world. Today, are we intentionally shining? Are we reflecting God wherever we are? Thirdly, light has purpose. Matthew chapter 5 verse 16 says, and I quote, "In the same way, let your light shine before others that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." End quote. Light has a purpose, and the purpose of light is to bring light. In the same way, we too have a purpose. Ephesians chapter 2 verse 10 says, and I quote, "For we are God's handiwork, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." End quote. Our purpose is to do good works. And next, our purpose is to glorify God. And that's what it also says in 1 Corinthians chapter 10:31, which says, "Whatever you do, do everything for the glory of God." What about us today? What good deeds are we willing to do? And are we willing to glorify God? May we always remember that light is precious, light is prominent, and light has purpose. But also may we remember, just as light needs an external source to shine, we too need light. Jesus says in John chapter 8 verse 12 that He is the light of the world. Jesus came down from heaven to bring light into this world and into our lives. When we believe in Him, we share His light by letting our life shine. Corrie ten Boom and her sister Betsy was sent to a concentration camp in 1944. Betsy faced many struggles at this camp, but despite them, she kept a strong faith in God. Although she was going through so much pain, she was a blessing to the people at the camp, including her sister Corrie. She helped Corrie see the best in everything, no matter the circumstances. Although Betsy was in such a painful situation and in a horrific place, yet before she passed away, her last words to her sister was, "We must tell them that there is no pit so deep that God is not deeper still." Betsy shined brightly. What about us?
Dear listener, we are here to stand with you in your time of need. We want to pray with you and for your prayer request. Do you need someone to talk to? We are here for you. Call us or send a message at +91 636 425 2164 +91 636 425 2164. God bless you.